Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Doby. And today, I've got two of my amazing friends. They happen to be my friends from way back, under the haze back. I've got Dr. CaSay Vaughn, PhD, and on the wheels is still Dr. Jay Claxton, DJ extraordinaire, host. And I met them originally, we were talking about relationships. They were giving me relationship advice. It was crazy because I had really just come back from Afghanistan and they put something on my mind. Here I am several years later and just celebrated 20 years with my wife. So obviously something worked and these two amazing people have so much going on. They have evolved from just, giving knuckleheads like me advice on how to stay true to yourself and true to your relationship and make that evolve to they cooking and stuff and doing all kinds of things. They on TV now. I'm so proud of them. Welcome.
What's going on, family?
Much, Jerry.
Oh man, it's amazing. I am happy, to watch people that you learn to admire from the first conversation on and get a chance to watch the growth and guys spreading all over the country. So
I'm gonna make sure that Jay sends you that Zelle for that amazing intro.
No payment needed.
No cash app, huh? Make sure we get there.
Yeah, we gotta do Zelle. No cash app. May not get there.
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy what's been going on. It's crazy what's been going on. So catch me up. Let's start, ladies first. Doc, catch me up. What's happening?
So what's happening? What's not happening? We, as you said, we've evolved. We signed a deal to work with Daily Flash. We're in 217 markets. 5.9 million households daily. And we really get to be who we are. Jay gets to be an entertainment reporter. Then we also have our own show called Daily Flash, the After Show, which is a little bit more spicier,
Hey.
So we talk about a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I'm still a publicist. He's still a DJ. And we're just moving. We're going upward fast.
Okay. Jay, weigh in, baby.
And man, listen, that's everything. To be actually honest with you, that's the main thing. She's still working with clients. Like you already know. We have Freddie Jackson as a client, and that has been just moving at a really fast rate. And just to kind of bring up a point, like we were talking earlier today, and we were talking offline about, we're in Kentucky. Because we have something that's basically based off of Love Business on Lock. But I was explaining to Cass, I said, we are really it's 9 o'clock in the morning and we're going to go grab allocated bourbon from a distillery, right? Mm-hmm. And in another state that we came to visit, right? Came to see family and friends, and we're still able to get paid from our gifts. I said, man, this is a great, what we ever really complaining about. This is amazing. Just to give our gifts. You know what I'm saying? Like we really doing what us three are doing right now. And it's an amazing thing. So just kind of really to stay the course at the end of the day. Like a lot of times people don't stay the course. You know what I mean? They bail out a little too early, or they hit trial tribulation and they get out way too early. Like, yo, you gotta, the trial and tribulation, that's so you can maneuver through. That's the lesson, so you can maneuver through. So I know that ain't what you asked, but I really figured that this morning. I said, we going to go grab bourbon this early in the morning. Like this is what we did. It's a great day for me.
Well, I thought about that as he was talking, and we get to do interviews with our friends. We get to talk to our friends.
Right.
You know what I forgot to say when we were talking about things to catch you up a little bit? Not to beat my chest, but your girl over here is also just got inducted into Forbes for the
yeah.
culture.
That's right.
Yay.
So Dr. Cass is also part of Forbes.
Okay,
you know.
okay, all
Not
right.
to beat my chest.
Beat it. Just beat it. Beat it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
40
I won't
years,
do that
40
again.
years ago was Thriller. 40 years ago was Thriller this week.
40
Was
years
it?
ago. Last
40
week.
years.
Last week was
Last week. Yeah,
last week was 40 years.
So
And
let me ask you a question while I got you.
yes, sir.
Off the Wall or Thriller?
That's not a fair question, but
No, but it's a real question.
yeah,
It's a real question.
Off the Wall.
Off the Wall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thriller was too commercial, too pop.
The only thing off of Thriller that I like was dun, 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 dun. That was it.
Oh, wow.
That's the only song.
No,
Thriller
Thriller had some monsters on it.
I said what I liked. Why can't I say what I like?
It was that part right there. It was that part right there. It was that part right there.
Some monsters on there.
That part right there.
No,
He said what he liked.
I really, Off the Wall was the album that I first heard, and I played the grooves out of it.
Right.
And Thriller came with MTV and video music jukebox, because it wasn't until Bowie said their incredible Black artists weren't they being played on TV. Then Michael Jackson, of course, was the first, I think, Black artist to get played on MTV.
That's facts. That's facts.
Right.
So
you were singing Billie Jean. You were singing Billie Jean, yo.
No.
You said no.
No, I got 6 kids, all of them mine.
Okay.
I
got you. I hear you loud and clear.
I started young. Anyway, I never sang that song.
Right.
I understood his pain. I understood what he was saying. But it wasn't like, no.
Right.
No.
Right. I don't know. Most of us Black folks are saying Off the Wall. I don't necessarily have an answer. And I know that wasn't, I'm a digress though. But a lot of us.
Any Black person that's dressed as a devil, a goblin, or anything other than, a regular, we already have enough issues with our uniform. Why you got to put on that extra?
That's true.
I'll pass.
That's true.
Okay, I
didn't think about it that way, but that's true.
I got it. Yeah, Vincent Price on the song and everything. Yeah, I got you.
I like Vincent Price. Now I started watching Vincent Price, of course, in the black and white. You know what I mean? Right. And it was just his voice, and it was amazing. But that was the only song off there. Well, I didn't like the artwork. I never bought the album. I bought Off the Wall, and he was, still looking like Michael a little bit.
Yeah, he was still Michael.
Right, that part
right there.
I was gonna say nothing else. Y'all gonna get me. Y'all gonna get me. It's okay though. It's my show. I can say what I want to say. I would like to know, in your journey, as you've navigated this maze from, didn't you guys start on Blog Talk? Did you have a Blog Talk at one point?
We did have a Blog Talk at the very beginning.
Right.
The very beginning. That was when we were still with Mel.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so as you navigated the maze to now, the more polished and I don't want to say professional because I thought you were professional then, but I would like to say more commercialized by hitting TV and millions of households and things like that, and full productions. Talk to me about the most interesting part of that journey as you navigate the maze from then to now.
People, the process, it's people gotta embrace the process. Like we didn't know. I didn't know how long we was going to do this. And even like what we said a few minutes ago, before we got, talking about Michael Jackson, Black people, and Thriller, and Vincent Price, it's when you really think about it, because we have stayed the course, we in this position that we in now, and all we want to do is not quit. Like, I don't really do quitting too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really not our thing. That's not my thing. We ain't going to accept it. And it's not always easy, but that's the pride. That's the point of it. Like, when we really kind of look back at it, like, damn, I really did that, or we did that, or this is what we accomplished. For me, we were talking because she's really a in the now person, right? She wants to enjoy it in the now. With me, I'm kind of like, let's just finish it and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Let's stay here. Let's not get too excited. You know what I'm saying? No moment is too big. And then look back at hindsight, like, yo, we really did this. Like, you see what we accomplished? We was able to do this, and we able to travel on somebody else's dime and give out gifts. Like, we in Kentucky right now to give out gifts. What we do, what we talk, what we've been through, that's a gift. I mean, we in Houston tomorrow from a gift. I'm able to play some music. This is a gift. We go to Orlando a day later, to do business with Daily Flash that we just signed with from a gift. What we can complain for? And I get to talk to folks, or we get to talk to folks like you. It's the process, bro. Like, the process is amazing, and we don't see eye to eye all the time. You know what I mean? When we go, we go. You know what I mean? We really we're good, and she'll talk, I'll step back, or I'll talk and step back. But when we go, it's sometimes the rules out the window. We got to come back because we know that we both can't talk at the same time. We can sing together, but we can't talk at the same time. You know what I mean?
I don't know what he's talking about, Jerry.
But it's the process.
I'm an
bro.
angel. You see that halo right here?
It's the process.
Don't get me. I'm already the ornament on somebody's bus to hell. Don't let me split myself between two buses. Look, you guys have been married how many years now? Been together how many?
We are not married yet.
I changed it. You didn't heard me change. I said together.
Okay.
I don't know. It was a lot of, I don't know the count. We still don't know the count. I think.
It's terrible.
I think it's 5, Jerry. I think
25?
Uh-huh.
You said 25?
I think 5.
5 years?
I think so.
That's it?
Yeah. This work. This started work.
It started as work.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
so when you first met us, it was work.
Okay, so my spirit knew what was happening, what was in the works. Okay, so I've been with the magazine 10 years. So, yeah, okay.
This was work, Jay.
Okay. Well, it's still work, but now it's pleasant. It's work and pleasure. It's and it can't be work if you enjoy what you're doing. Like you said, you're giving your gifts. And you don't dread turning the key in the ignition to start the car and go to work. Think about y'all flying. I'm not getting on the plane. I'll drive. I'm a Madden guy. I'll get on. Give me the tour bus. And
you don't like to fly?
Look, brother, I'm not flying anything civilian. I'm retired military. I am used to military planes. I trust my combat tried and true military pilots. Shout out to y'all. And I will get on a C5, 130. I'm not getting on a DC-10. I'm not getting on the 737. And I don't care what anybody, folks is nasty. And they got a bunch of nasty people enclosed in a little small area. And I'm not getting on it. Okay?
You're right.
I don't care. I'm not getting on there. I will drive.
You sound like me. You sound like
you're
me.
Right. And that's her.
That's me.
Yeah. That's me. If I had a situation such as yourself, and I needed to be the fly jock, you know what I mean? I will get on the plane and go. But trust and believe I'm gonna be not only detoxing, but sanitizing and from the router to the tutor when I get to town. when I get where I'm going, because I have been surrounded little nasty little kids with their little, airborne vitamin C's not working. Folks got some stuff. There's still stuff out there. Penicillin can't cure, and Vapor Rub ain't fixing. No
Vicks, Vicks ain't helping.
Vicks ain't helping. It just is what it is. Ginseng don't work. The vitamin C ain't working. No, they just nasty, and they bring their nastiness with themselves. And I don't know. No, but you guys have been blessed. You have blessed others, and now you're being blessed because what you bring to the table is needed. Not only do we have 15-minute artists, we got 15-minute marriages, we have 15-minute parents, and kids who are giving up on life. And from what you do, you start at the root with the relationship, those things, like Reaganomics, trickle down economics. Well, this is trickle down life. If you have the upper echelon is taken care of and healthy and know how to think and have they can pass that down to the next generation. And also you guys show people how to have fun. That Daily Flash is crazy. Y'all cooking and eating. That man eating off your plate. I was like, could you let the woman cut the dog?
I know. Like, can I cut the steak? That was a good steak. I'm gonna tell you something. That was a good steak. It was a good steak.
So what is the most interesting part? Talk to me about the Daily Flash and then the after the show. Whose concept was it? And what are you going to focus on?
So as far as concept, they chose us because they saw Love Business on Lock and they saw our interaction. So they wanted something new. They wanted something spicy. They enjoyed the fact that
I hate that word.
What?
I hate that word, spicy. Like every time she said, I'm like, nothing about me is spicy. Nothing about anything that James Claxton has to do with, that's my government, right? It's spicy. But proceed, babe. Go ahead. That's like the second time in this whole interview we've used spice to describe something that has to do with me. But go ahead, babe. You have the floor.
So basically, Jerry, this is what they want. Okay, this is what they want. And this interaction is what they saw, which was our authentic selves, right? And along with us being authentically who we are, we also give food. We learn, we give knowledge. So they wanted a taste of that. Then they wanted a spin of entertainment on it. And of course, that's our background, along with they wanted us to be able to, do some really meaningful interviews. So they chose us. They actually came. It's interesting because, as you know, from being in the industry, normally a deal like this would take about 6 to 7 months. This deal was literally done in 45 days. 45 days.
They meant that, huh?
Like, 45 days.
Get them before they go somewhere else.
Exactly.
Right away.
And thank you. And part of it is in the last week of December, they're doing a full rollout. There'll be a major billboard in the middle of Times Square, with us. We're going to film some stuff for that this week. Well, later on next week. I'm not sure what day of the week it is. So, but sometime soon. With that said, for us, Daily Flash is like an Entertainment Tonight news and trends and entertainment show, but we bring not the word he doesn't like. We bring the what? What do we bring to it?
I mean, we bring the pressure.
We bring the pressure. You hear that? We bring the pressure.
We apply all pressure. All pressure. I tell my daughter that apply pressure, man. When we go to school, all pressure in this pool, swimming against these other folks. Pressure.
And some things that people will be able to see that they didn't know about Dr. Cass is that I fluently speak Spanish. So you'll see that side of me come out in some of our conversations.
Okay.
You know.
Oh,
what
shucky ducky quack quack.
They got her for that. I speak Negro.
Hey.
Speak that very well.
You know this is a live interview, right?
I know.
Oh.
But
Hey.
that's what works. That's what works.
We grow folks. They don't care.
Right.
I mean, I don't take questions, so you don't have to worry about nobody putting us on the spot. Hey.
You know, and we'll be able to talk about some stuff like, you know, if we'd already started, of course, we would have talked about the whole Jerry Jones, you know, thing. And the fact
he was standing there too.
Right. And you know,
He was like 14 years old, for God's sake. It's taught behavior.
Right.
That part there. Let's start there.
So
he was 14 standing there. That's what he was taught.
That's what he was taught. As you know, you grow up, hopefully, and expand, and his world has obviously expanded, you know, and he's experienced other people, you know. This could not possibly be the same Jerry Jones as he was at 14. This is a man.
So I'm gonna challenge you.
Made up his own mind. If he is, he's now made up his own mind. It's not the taught behavior.
But I'm gonna challenge you on this statement.
I see what you're
saying.
Let me tell you
why. So let me tell you why I'm gonna challenge you on this statement, right? Because the one thing that we teach our kids is that the one thing that no one can take from you is what you're taught, your education. So he was taught to be that way. So no one can take that from him. That's embedded in him. You can take a lot from me, but you can't take what I was taught.
So I'm gonna give you a hard lesson. So I've been a gunner with the Army most of my professional life before coming to the media. And my last tour,
we need to keep you around, right?
My last tour to Afghanistan, right? Well, my battle buddy in basic training was from Tennessee. My spotter was from Tennessee. He'd never seen a live Black person. Ever.
Wow.
Not ever. So we're talking 1981. He'd never seen a Black person face to face, live, just on TV, right? And we had some things to get over, and we got over them. And, you know, we saved each other's lives during the course of our careers. Wow. And we've been, and he says, this is not what I was taught. I was taught that you were going to turn tail and run, that you would leave me. I didn't trust you. I didn't believe, but you've earned my trust, and I see things differently now. And so that behavior and those feelings that they developed from being taught that someone was less than or not trustworthy or whatever, he learned differently. He outgrew that learning. Yeah, it was still there. This is what I was taught, but it was known to him then to be disinformation and misinformation, which are two different things. You know what I mean? And we came home, and we have both successfully retired, and throughout our careers, we have kept in touch. You know, he went on, you know, to be a shooter himself, and he had to bring somebody up that wasn't as familiar with him. And, you know, so we laughed about some things, and then we've been in some of the same places at the same time on different teams. So it can be not untaught, but overcome by experience. And being embedded with someone that where you're at a point where it's the person on the left of you or the person on the right of you that will help you come home and make it through a mission. So as in professional football and Jerry Jones doing business, you know, he may not come out and be all activist, you know what I mean? But his business has depended upon people of color, melanated people performing well, doing their jobs. He entrusted, I mean, come on now, you know, you've got Black coaches and quarterbacks and things. These are things that people taught could not be done that blacks couldn't handle those positions because they were thinking person positions. You needed to be intelligent. Well, Jerry Jones, he might have been on the late freight, but he was also among the first in the National League to have black players in leadership positions. So, yes, he was there at 14 or 15 or whatever, and that was the sign of the times. But here's a man who now has black people in positions of leadership inside the business part of his organization. They are the face of his organization as opposed to himself. So we can disagree, about the earlier aspect that, you can't be untaught, but I believe that you can unlearn.
Okay, I got you. I got you. And I think both of you guys have a real valid point. I would hope that in this time, he is not looking like these are my good old boys, like almost like we horses and the cattle or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean, bringing money home to him. You understand? Am I making any sense? Am I saying this right? Because I might not be saying it right. I might not even be articulating it the way I want to, but and I, I'm not the greatest speller in the world, but I'm, looking at it like these are my boys, not these are my men, these are my guys. I'm hoping that he doesn't look at it like that, that we playing and we are getting him again more millions and billions, and that's what we good for.
Jay, let me ask you, do you ever describe any of your homies as your boys? These my boys.
Yeah, but they fallen off.
Okay, but you do use that term. You have,
but or family. I try to look at folks as family. That's why I try to.
Okay. So Jerry Jones would, in my opinion, and I never met the man personally, never conversated with him, but I've listened to his interviews, I've listened to his conversations. It would seem to me that if he said my boys, he would be talking about the white folks too. These are my boys, because he considers himself as a father figure. He is providing for these people and helping them to provide for their families and others that they employ. These are my guys. These are my boys.
Right.
So I think we were gone, beyond the Jimmy the Greek kind of mindset where look at that young buck go. They're athletically superior, which the idiot said on air and got fired. You know what I mean? And ruined his whole life. I don't think that Jerry Jones is there. And I believe that he was a trendsetter. And I'm not defending the guy. I'm just looking at business.
Yeah, and we need that. That's healthy conversation.
Yeah, he puts people in position that can handle his business. It's his business.
Right.
If you look up in the executive office at the Cowboys, how many black people are the representatives, are the face of the brand, are making management and recruitment decisions?
Right.
For me, it ain't about the talk, it's about the walk. And I just look behind the scenes and I just don't agree that at this point in time, something that happened maybe 60 years ago, is something that should be held against him when he is actively, in my opinion, conducted himself in a manner that shows I trust people because of their skill sets and what they can bring to the table. And I don't block anyone out because of their color. I feel. How many black quarterbacks has he had in a row? I would ask.
No, just one. Just one. That. Romo wasn't.
Okay.
Romo wasn't. Drew Bledsoe wasn't.
Okay, Drew Bledsoe was WASP. Romo is Italian. He's melanated.
And Romo was his guy.
Yeah,
Romo was definitely his guy.
Romo comes from Sicilian stock. as melanated as you could get.
I actually
we're over there for 400 years.
Yeah, Romo better commentator than he was a quarterback, and Romo wasn't a bad quarterback. You know, he just played on some bad teams.
Oh yeah, he's something else. But I would just admit that the man has proven himself. There are others, you know, that haven't proven themselves as much, in my opinion, as that good old boy who was really raised like that, you know, to be at a protest because you don't want these kids to come into your school. Two, having executives within your organization that are handling your business. You know, and they're not house niggas. Excuse my language. They're not. They're professionals. You know, and they've been vetted. And you know, he doesn't do a lot of firing. You don't hear about a lot of his executives getting fired, even during bad runs. You know, he doesn't do executive change. So, anyway, it's magnificent to talk to y'all and have this great conversation because I don't get a chance. I've been doing so many music artists. You know, aside from the great Freddie Jackson, you know, a lot of
my guy Freddie.
Yeah, he's amazing. You know, I've had several with George Clinton, and a lot of that was complaining and talking about his Flashlight 13 situation, trying to get his royalties and payments and things like that, new music and celebrating like that. You know, Aretha Franklin and Glenn Campbell, these people, it was always been about the music and the business and understanding the difference between the decades and the ages. But to get the chance to talk to people who have the gifts to teach about relationship, to teach about work, and to impart them and have fun and show it, you know, with the energy. It's freaking amazing. I don't get a chance to do that. And I'm having fun.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you. That means the world to us, man.
I appreciate you. I want to support you. So here's what I need from you. I know that you've got these things, you know, it's been shared on the CW and NBC and all that good stuff. You got 200 some odd million households.
She knows the numbers. She's the numbers person.
Oh, I got the numbers right here. She sent me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. She's
just in case. Just in case you needed to see him.
When you started asking, I kind of looked like, you got it? Like,
oh yeah. I got it. I'm just sitting here going, you know, with the other shows, and I'm opening the door for this. With the other shows, you know, Kevin Hart, a lot of shows, they send us, you know, the trailer or the clips or whatever of upcoming episodes and this, that, and the third. So I just want to make sure that you have your people. Keep me in the loop so that we can.
Oh, absolutely.
We can rock with that on this episode of, you know what I mean? And we talk about it and make sure that we support it. You know what I mean? I can't talk to you right now. Absolutely. You can look on the calendar and see I'm on the interview. Just go.
Anyway. You know, Jerry, you're different. I'll send it to you personally.
Oh, that's fine. That's absolutely
You're
fine.
different. You're different.
I am a little different. I'm crazy. I'm a fool. And the longer I'm in this business, the more crazy I get. I swear. I would like to know, you know, as you transitioned and moved forward, you've been interviewed by pretty much everybody, they cat, uncle, and dog. What has been one of the questions that we as media have neglected to ask you that you might have always wanted to address?
That's for you. That's for you. That's definitely for you.
What is a question that I would want people to ask us?
Yeah, we ask the same kind of questions.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what it is. What keeps us going?
Well, what keeps you going? It's asked.
For me, honestly,
it's pressure.
That's not what keeps me going.
I'm playing.
What keeps me going? Actually, what keeps me going is I want to live up to a certain standard for my dad.
Major.
So that's what keeps me going, you know.
Oh, my daughter said something nice like that about me. And y'all excuse my allergies. All right. Anyway.
Right,
Go ahead.
and we have kids, but for me, it's not about my kids, honestly. It's about showing my dad that everything he invested in me, now I'm paying him back for it, because a lot of times as parents, we invest a lot into our kids, more than our kids give back. So for me, it's about giving back everything that he invested in me.
What about you, Jay?
I'm sitting here and I'm kind of thinking. For me, if you ask me the same question, I just don't know when to stop. Like, what else are we going to do? Like, what else are we going to do? I mean, and I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's because of my parents. I don't look at it like that. Her father was, and still is a prominent pastor. So he was out there on the forefront. So her thing is a little different, if you want to talk about it. My mom doesn't necessarily understand really the kid that she pushed out. She don't get it. She just doesn't get it. My father does. She doesn't, my kids understand. My son understands, and my 11-year-old daughter understands, and her kids understand. What I think is, full disclosure, I don't think her kids understand really how much of and I don't mean this in any other way, but the fact that she just goes so hard, the animal that their mother really is, right? Just animal. When I say she applied pressure, she applied pressure. She on my nerves, applying so much pressure. Real talk. So I don't know if they understand. I think, and it's opposite with the ones that biologically come from me. Mine understand. I don't think my mother understands, like, the man that she pushed out and they raised, and how he moves and is respected, and how much work and sacrifice and put in, and the fact that he was homeless and all of this stuff, and homeless while I'm on the radio, while I'm still in, like, don't really understand that part of it. So I don't know. Everything is like you. I mean, I'm not sure. Everything was competitive for me. I was a kid. I was the only child. I was a kid that, he light skinned, he pretty, this, that, the third, that I won't go hard. Like, you won't go to war. If we won't go to war, I'm going to try to avoid the war if I can. But if we go to war, you push me back in the corner, you're going to get all pressure. I don't know nothing but, and I'm going to apply pressure at all times. I'm going to try to be politically correct, but I don't know nothing else. Like, and I want to sit back and really look at it. She's a now person. I am a reflective person. So I just want to reflect, like, I don't know nothing else, Jerry. I don't know nothing else but to keep pushing forward. I don't, what else we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, really, what else? I'm gonna go get a job digging a ditch. I don't know nothing else, bro. You know what I mean? And that keeps me going. You know what I mean? Just giving the gifts. That's what keeps me going.
I understand. I relate. I was a military brat, so I was too dark for the white kids to play with, too light for the black kids to play with. I was stuck in the middle. And so books and words became my friends. And obviously, being a military brat, I was going to probably end up in the military. But
right.
So I kind of understand. Now, I would like to refine the question and ask you your why.
My why is, I can't be disrespectful to God. I asked that. I asked you to do this. I prayed about this. And I'm gonna fall short and prayed, and you giving me these blessings, and you gave me these gifts. Like we really, I promise you, we just had this conversation a few hours ago. We are traveling, around, especially the country, but beginning the top of the year across the globe with our gifts. What are we really out had this offering our gifts? We ain't doing nothing else. I ain't being nothing that I ain't. She ain't being nothing that she ain't. I talk to everybody. She tell me I talk to too many people. I was in line today at Buffalo Trace, and man, you would have thought me and this guy we was best friends by the time she got in line. It's the gift. So I don't know nothing else, and it's super competitive. And and I always felt like I was the one to make sure we are good. You know what I'm saying? Like, not me, we, loved ones, family, we are good. And that's, I don't want to let us down. Not just me, but us. I felt like I was the one. I was, talented enough to be the one to make sure we were good. So that's my why. You know what I mean? I can't let y'all down. You know what I mean? Like, I can't, especially if you help me in any way, shape, form, fashion, supported me any way, shape, form, fashion, spoke good about me any way, shape, even if you spoke bad about me, appreciate it. That's my tackling fuel. Like Bobby sharing the water boy. It's my tackling fuel. You know what I'm saying?
If you're talking about me, I'm doing something right.
Right.
Regardless if you don't like it.
Right. That's my tackling fuel.
Yeah.
Doc,
what about you? What's your why?
My why. My why is simple. God doesn't give you more than what you can handle. So why not me?
Can't answer a question. See, that's that BS we be talking about. When we talking, I said, y'all answer a question with a question. Why not? I'm like, what you
why
mean?
not me?
I mean, like,
I'm not that special that it shouldn't be me.
But
he equipped me with everything that I have.
Okay, fine. I'm fine.
Okay, fine.
I'm Doc with. I surrendered. I had 9 sisters and a mother. I know when to say, okay, fine. I'll move on. I'll go. How about
interesting enough, that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about, because we just started the Love Business on live tour. So that's one of the things we're talking about tonight in Kentucky, is how to communicate, when to talk, when not to talk, in family, work, and relationships. And how do you talk to that person? Because your delivery is everything. In the words of Jay, I can say the same thing to him, but if I'm aggressive, he's gonna go like this.
I'm gonna defend and attack back, because that's your natural reaction. That's your natural reaction. If I come at you, Jerry, you ain't playing. You a trained shooter. You won't come at me. It's just how you wired. If I talk to you the way you feel like you want to be respected and talked to, then you would take it in. You might be right, bro. Yeah, okay. I see it from you. I see it from the same way you said you're a guy from Tennessee that never saw a black person ever in his life. You know what I mean? But y'all had a conversation, and he talked to you the way he was supposed to, and vice versa. And y'all super close. Y'all family without the blood.
Yeah, we've been through it. Smelled the smoke, got the t-shirt, made it home. We here. You know what I mean? So both of us are retired now, but we still checking in on each other. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it made a difference. So I, came up with these basic communications classes, right? And they talked about I language and the setup artists and this, that, and the third. I'm always poking fun at my wife, calling her a setup artist. Like, why you ask me a question you don't want me to answer? And then when I answer, you ready to fight. I'm like, okay, let me just be quiet. You know what I mean? Then I don't talk to you, then I'm not communicating. So it's, half a dozen one way, 6 the other. And change that? What has been the most satisfying or touching reach out you've had from people who've taken your classes, who have subscribed to your podcasts, your shows, maybe attended a seminar or something like that, where you presented or your tenants were presented, and they go, you really helped me through this. You changed my life, et cetera, et cetera. Do you have, highlights?
I actually have one, right? And it's more so about him than it is me.
Okay.
Jay DJs still, and he has 2 standing weekly engagement. Well, 3, I'm sorry.
Weekly residencies.
You got residencies, yeah. I was going to ask you about that. I was going to get to
So at one particular one that he does on Sunday, the second time I was there, a gentleman came up to me, sat down, and he says, "I know you." Like, okay. I'm thinking you know me because of him, right? He was like, "You guys got me through the pandemic." I was like, "Thank you," And he was like, "I would jump on the live and watch you guys, and it really got through." He was like, "But I love your man." It's like, "Thank you." He said he's a stand-up guy. He said, he dealt with a situation where his daughter is deceased now. And he sat and just talked to me about how Jay really helped him get through that period of grief. And what he said was, I did not know he was that person when I listened to him on the radio. I didn't know that he is the person that he is until I began to watch him during the pandemic and watch you guys. And then to watch him as he walks down the street and interacts with people. And so for me, whenever I hear someone talk about how Jay helped them through, or I've had people come up to me and say, conversations that they've had with Jay help them get through prison beds, and listening to him DJ, that always warms my heart.
I appreciate it.
That was beautiful.
I appreciate it.
My allergies acting up again. All right.
Nah, that's what it's about, man. I ain't it's funny because I have yet to do this because I was trying to not look as pandemic-y, right? But I do these food for thoughts on my Instagram, where I just sit up in my studio, where I DJ at, put the phone up and just record and give you some food, what I mean? Things that I'm going through, things that I learned, things that I've been through, some things that I may have got from you and applied to my life and it worked, or whatever the case may be. And I really was going to talk about for us. I mean, we've talked about a little more today, how much we move and how much we doing and all of this stuff. But I typically don't necessarily talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just move and go. I just do it, right? Because I don't necessarily got to beat my chest about the wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to talk to you more about the losses than anything. You know what I'm saying? The losses, the failures. I'm not going to talk about that. But when I can talk to somebody and somebody comes to me and say, like she said, I had a dude at the gym. Man, this man talked to me for 2 years straight. Didn't know I was just Jay from the gym. I walk in one day, "Yo, man, damn, yo, why you ain't tell me who you was?" I said, "Who am I?" "Oh, you Jay Claxton, boy. I just listen to you." Same thing. Same thing that somebody told her, "Well, you got me through my bit. I listen to you every day. At 5 o'clock, I couldn't wait till you got on the air. You got me through my bit. FedEx man driving down the street. Boy, thank you." "You're welcome, but what you thanking me for?" "No, man, you're the only real NIGGA on the radio. The radio be talking crazy and talking some goofy stuff. You're the only one." I appreciate that. And for me, that's what it's all about, man. that's my satisfaction, because that's it. I ain't here to beat my chest and talk about anything. I'm trying to get to the bag just like you. You're not really like, and I ain't gonna sit here and fake it and like take pictures and selfies on the plane. Like, I'm richer than the average bear. I'm smarter than the average bear on my Yogi Bear. I ain't gonna do that. That ain't what we doing. You know what I'm saying? I just want to put my head down. Let's really get to it. Let's get to it. I just want to make sure she's good. I want to make sure my kid's good, and we're able to do what we need to do when we need to do it. If I can't do that, that irks. That'll irk me. That'll push me even from if you call me and say, Jay, let's do something, and it costs $3,000 and I don't have the $3,000, I'm upset. I'm upset. So that's what it's about for me, just to make sure that the folks is good. You know what I mean? That's the greatest compliment. And for real, really, I'm funny. Like, that's it. That's it, man. And and I don't even know if I answered your goddamn question, Jerry, but
you did.
Hopefully I did.
You did. We're having a great conversation. This is not an interview, it's a conversation.
Right.
We left the interview space a long time ago.
Say that.
And so this is a real conversation. Speaking of conversations, you interviewed, some of everybody, from T.I. to Gucci Mane, one of the ones, and shout out to all them cats. They think, I'm a West Coast dude. So we're gonna drop into South Central real quick. And your conversation with Nipsey.
Woo! What a conversation.
So full disclosure, I got the word we were interviewing Nip, and we were having them, these folks I dealt with for some time. We had a radio station and also an urban retailer, right? So we had at the Aloft Hotel at the WXYZ bar, at this particular location, we would do, if we interviewing Jerry, he'd come in and we promote it, and you would talk to me on the radio, and then you would go to the front of the room and talk to the room, do an interview with the room, right? And they told me, Nip was coming, and I knew who Nip was on the West Coast. I knew who he was. I knew who he was, but I wasn't listening to his music like that. I just knew like he was one of those guys on the West Coast. Lauren London was his lady, and he was one of those guys. So as the Victory Lap dropped, and I'm listening to Victory Lap, getting ready to sit down with them, I was like, this is an incredible project. Like, I'm able to, I can't tell you the last time I was able to listen to a project and be sonically satisfied. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it might have one or two songs, but sonically satisfying doesn't happen that often. And I was like, yo, what he talking is, this man can't really be faking it. He talking, this is too in depth. It's too pinpoint for you to fake what you're talking about. And I'm doing homework. I'm listening to interviews. I'm watching interviews. I'm, all of that. And when I had a chance to sit down with them, I had to shake his hand and hug him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I appreciate what you're doing, and you know what I'm saying, what you've been able to accomplish in the food that you've given us, like how you think, your way of moving and that sort of thing. Like, I really, really appreciate that. Great interview. Now he leaves me from radio and then goes to talk to another guy in the front of the room. This guy had to have somebody write his questions down and give him the questions, whatever the case would be. He signed autographs. And he had the lady from the record label, which is a friend and associate of both of us, call her, hey, Nip want Jada come to the restaurant. We ready to go to Ruth Chris. Want Jay to come to the restaurant so we could sit down and talk to him. I had a gig that night. I'm like, yo, I gotta go to the gig. I gotta go to the gig, right? Because I'm not thinking I'm never going to see this guy again. I go to the gig. A few months later,
3.
he laying in the parking lot of his own property. You know what I mean? One of my biggest regrets, and I don't really regret a whole lot. One of my biggest regrets is not going to that dinner that he invited me to. I really, one of my biggest regrets. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my biggest regrets.
But you know, I feel like even in his death, it taught us lessons. Victory Lap, if you really listen to that project, it teaches you lessons in every single piece of it, right? But even in his death, I felt like it taught us a lot, because the only thing that he wanted to do was give back to the community that he came from. But unfortunately, the community that he came from didn't want that. And instead of understanding what he was trying to do, like anything else, they flipped it around, and he lost his life trying to help. And he lost his life to someone who he had helped. You know, a lot of times we don't realize that we get to a certain point that who was around us can't be around us any longer. So if you don't learn anything else, what you have to learn is that, you know, think about it like this. A tree grows up, and as it grows up, the dead leaves fall off. But we have to allow for those leaves to fall off, because when they fall off, the only thing they do is become fertilizer, and they help us grow. So as they fall off, those are our life lessons, right? And those life lessons become our fertilizer and make us stronger. And I think even in his death, that's something that Nipsey really taught us, you know?
Yeah, man. That was tough. I kind of the same thing with Pop Smoke. Same thing. Same thing. This wasn't in the same they came to the studio. He was about 3-4 hours late.
Oh, I was so mad at him.
The record label calling, man, yo, listen, he coming, please wait, please. Can you
I was
please
so
wait,
hungry,
please,
Jerry.
please
I'm so
wait.
mad at Pop Smoke.
I needed to do something for her, and I needed to do something for my mother. I had to call both of them, like, yo, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, he's running late, whatever the case may be. My show was over at 9:30. He didn't 9 o'clock. He didn't get there to 9:30, 9:45. But when he walked in, it was, you know, we talking in 15, 20 minutes into the conversation. We ain't even start the interview. We ain't even recording. I'm not even recording the interview yet. Wow. Like, yo, it feel like I known you for years, bro. Like, you know, they's making fun of my accent, my Baltimore accent, the way I say you, you know, and we had a great, I mean, when I tell you great time, right? Great time. And his man was like, Pop was like, yo, you need me to do any drops? You good? And I said, boy, well, I'm good. His man said, man, well, you must really like this guy, because you don't never ask to do no drop. You don't never ask, can you do some drops for somebody? You know what I mean? Like, this great rapport. And a couple months later, he gone. You know, and when he walked away from me, when we finished the interview, and when he walked out the building, yo, I need you to be safe. Need you to be safe, bro. Because I could tell from his guys that kind of hung around and research and all that, like, even though he was young, he was a big dog with them, with the guys he hung around. And I don't know why people think it's so safe in LA. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
But you know, God rest both of them. You know what I mean? Great interviews, man. And I'm just blessed to be able to, you know, to have met both of them. Okay. And sat down to talk to them. You know what I mean? I have great interviews with real folks. You know what I mean? Okay. I really do.
I I wanted to also ask you, Jay, because you're a professional DJ, and if you want to talk about your specific residencies, you can, most certainly. But I wanted to ask you, with all the songs over the years that you've heard and sounds that you've heard, are you still able to vibe out to music as a consumer, or has that experience been jaded? And do you analyze everything that you hear?
I think I analyze everything I hear. And I'm not a consumer anymore. I don't really buy music. And I don't have to buy music, but I ain't gonna say jaded, because if good music is good music, I don't care. I don't necessarily believe in the mumble rap, whatever the case may be, right? I'm gonna tell you why though. Because just because from you from this specific part in the country, and it sounds like you mumbling and I don't understand, in that specific part of the country, they definitely understand what you're saying, right? That's what I'm gonna say. Now, what I don't like is when they rap kind of like offbeat and it's not really on beat. Like, I got an artist that
You don't kind of like, you kind of don't like it?
Yeah, I don't
hate it.
What's crazy is it's a song right now, and I don't want to seem like, because if I say something like that, I sound old. But it's a song right now that I know probably is going to be number one. Probably it might be number one this week. And this particular artist is offbeat, right? This particular artist's biggest song wasn't, but definitely, like, you don't hear that you offbeat. Like, you don't really hear this. Like, I know you hear that the fact that you're not really riding this track the way you're supposed to. And they love it. Like, as a consumer, you don't demand the artist to be great. So where does that leave me? Either I gotta play the BS, or I'm an old man. I got two options: be an old man or play music that I know that when artists used to come see me at the radio station, the Radio 1 station I used to do, I'm like, yo, this ain't right. You offbeat. Now I'm thinking like they was in front of the game. They was in front of it. Like, I didn't know they was really in front of it, Jerry. They was in front of the game. These guys sometimes will bring me music off beat. I'm like, yo, this is terrible. You ain't on beat. I almost great fight in the studio telling these guys this. And now it's accepted. It's really accepted.
Drives me nuts.
It's accepted. But if I'm performing, if I'm in front of a crowd and I'm playing it and they are reacting, then I love it as well. You know what I'm saying?
I don't love ish because somebody else loves it. Although I'm not a DJ, right, and do not derive my notoriety or my paycheck from people coming to watch me on the Wheels of Steel.
Right.
I will tell a brother in a review in no uncertain terms that that's not how you do things. Learn song structure and don't send me this garbage. So I'm not going to post this because I don't have anything good to say. And therefore, I'm not going to support other people who have bad taste in music either, meaning your audience. I tell them like that. I tell them I don't care. I'm like, y'all, look, I'm not supporting your audience or you.
Or you.
Yeah.
Because this is trash.
This is garbage.
Per my ears, this is trash.
Yeah. You know, I don't make music. I've just learned how to play the guitar. And
but have you heard something? Have you heard something that you know technically ain't right, but you're like, damn, this rocking? Like, I've heard that. That's the bad part. I've heard something that I know, like, yo, you are off beat, but this song is not even the audience. So I'm kind of stuck in the matrix.
Bro,
I'm getting my Neo on.
you really don't understand what I'm saying to you, bro.
No, I do.
I will not play that.
No,
I will not post that.
No,
and it don't rock to me.
Listen,
I'm not on beat.
Listen, I'm not posting it. I'm not posting nothing. But if I
have not heard anything that is
prime
good,
example,
not on beat. If the beat is going to the right, he going to the left, it's not a good song.
The Nardo Wick song, which is now almost not a year old, but You Want to Smoke With Me, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the door. You know what I mean? What is that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't necessarily on beat, but the song is a monster. I mean, it's older now. It's from 2022, but it really is one of them. They don't.
So, translation, Jerry is not subscribing to your subscriptions.
So, but no,
but I'm not a DJ. I'm not a DJ either. I'm not a music creative.
Right. He doesn't have to play in the club what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to hear that in the club, because the beat is so hard. The beat is so hard.
The vocals would have to go and just play the beat.
Right. It just so, and it's crazy because they don't make them really do what they need to do. And I want to talk about this song so bad that I know it's great to go to #1. And this particular artist is Offbeat. And if I say who it is, I don't want to seem like I'm a hater, because I ain't. You know what I'm saying?
You're a hater if you're not an artist competing with him for his spot.
Well,
you're a music professional. I'm not trying to bait you into doing this. Let me get that. Let me make that, because I don't do, drama and beef, but I will call BS on a song and the industry. When Sway and MTV gave Rick Ross the MC of the Year award.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
I let Sway have it. And in our interview, I questioned him live on air. I recorded it. Bruh, how much did they pay you?
Right.
I don't give a damn.
Right.
But I don't want you to say anything that you're not with, because you have residencies and DJs are considered gatekeepers. And if a gatekeeper shuts a door and talks bad, oftentimes people who are such followers these days and don't have their own mind will take what you say and maybe not give that, artist an opportunity or a chance. And it's not fair. So I really don't want you to discuss it.
But you know what? Let's just talk about this real quick, right? Real quick. Your mindset and your thought process is how radio used to be. And we've had this conversation before. It used to be where the programmer, the program director, the on-air personality, they dictated what was for the culture. Now we allow the artists to give us anything, and they're dictating what's for the culture.
Well, the problem is they don't need radio. They don't need the way it's set up now. Music is so disposable. They necessarily don't need us. You know what I mean? They don't, they need us, but it's a little secondary, where they really needed us before. Now they can get hot without us.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's it.
But yeah, because good music will market itself, but for a wider dissemination, the DJs still have to be a part of the process.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're getting radio outside of streaming, radio. If you're getting terrestrial radio, you still got to go through the program director. They still, have to get songs played for marketing consideration. So DJs are still very important, in my opinion. And I'm old, and I'll be out of here, y'all, sooner than later. I know this, I understand this. Maybe I'll make 80, 90. If I do, I'm going to do my very best to rip y'all a new asshole every day that I can, that you serve us up trash and garbage, because I will have nothing to lose.
Right.
Unlike my friend here, Jay Claxton, who spins on the wheels of steel and may even do, tour DJ stuff from time to time. He may give someone opportunity, but I believe that, this new venture with the news flash, and then the news flash after the show is going to take off to the point where he don't need y'all and your birthday parties and your weddings with finger sandwich receptions.
Say that.
How you really feeling today, Jerry?
I'm on full Gemini today.
I appreciate you say that. Say that. Say that.
Yeah. I believe I've watched you come, a long way. I've been here for 10 years. So I've watched you for at least 7 or 8. I think we connected 7 or 8 years ago while you were still in Baltimore.
Actually, it was during the Remy tour.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I believe in you. Obviously, what you bring to the table has drawn network attention. They believe in you and are giving you a wider platform. 200 million households. That's all.
No. 5.9 million households.
5.9 million households.
Yeah. 215 cities we're in.
Okay.
She knows.
I was trying to manifest some over here.
She know the
we're
market
in
research.
5.9 million.
5.9 million.
9 million. Yeah.
5.9 million. And 215 cities. Did I get that part right? Okay.
Yep. I'm actually going to get a shirt that says 5.9.
Okay.
And when people ask me what it stands for, I say, how many households are in?
Yeah. Amen. I would like to know if there's anything that you would like to cover that I may have neglected. I've had so much fun with you. I have not been like the professional Walter Cronkite journalist during this conversation. I've just been enjoying the conversation with my friends and celebrating with you the things that you bring to the table and the rewards that God is blessing you with and that you earned through your hard work. So is there anything that you want to talk about that I may have neglected?
I mean, I'm good. I think we're good. I think you hit everything. Just, I want to tell anybody that's going to watch this or, listen to this or whatever the case may be, just to make sure that you feed yourself, every morning. If you want to read something, if you want to listen to some audio, whatever the case may be, that's how you start your day off. You have to do that. You got to set the bar for your day. You know what I'm saying? Where you just ain't out here just with no actual guideline or no roadmap to your day. You understand what I'm saying? Like, well, let's set the goals and the presence for the day first and foremost. So, positive audio, read something, whatever the case may be. Sit and meditate. Make sure that your day starts off the right way, because we got so much negative energy that we deal with on a daily basis, so we have to. So I just want to say that, and make sure you take time to yourself, and because I can't make sure she good if I ain't good, and vice versa. So that's really it. That's really what I want to end off with.
If it was for me, I would end off with this. I would first say thank you, Jerry. Thank you for being a friend to us. Thank you for always opening the door. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sending the random positive messages. Thank you for commenting under a post when I'm not necessarily thinking that you're paying attention, saying, congratulations, I'm proud of you. Thank you for being authentically who you are to us. We appreciate it. It's not many of us like that, and you stand 10 toes down and you have been for years now, so we appreciate you. And when I see it's an interview with you, it's not an interview. It's me talking to my big brother, Thank you for
my allergies. My bad.
Thank you for being a guide and beacon to us. We appreciate you. And we hope that in this new journey, in this new chapter of our career, that not only are we feeding everybody else, but we're able to feed our friends as well.
I am a fan. As a person, as a professional, I love what you bring to the table. I love the leadership. I love the conversations that you guys bring to the table that we don't normally have at our tables. The subject matter that you include and touch on are things that, for some of us guys who are too hard for our own self, and for some of the ladies who have forgotten how to say what you really mean, one of the things that I learned was to tell my wife, look, just tell me what you mean. And then I'm in exchange, in all fairness, will tell you what I feel. And that's going to make a huge difference. This is what I learned early on. And here I am, like I said, I just celebrated 20 years with the same woman. And, life tried to throw us that bullshit, but we won. And part of that was my engagement and lessons that I've learned and gleaned from dealing with Jay and Doc. It is what it is.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate that.
So,
Thank you.
I'm man enough to say what I got to say.
Sure.
My allergies.
It's all good. All right, look. Night Magazine Live Session. It has been my honor to have Dr. Cassandra Vaughn, PhD, Mr. J, the franchise, Claxton, DJ extraordinaire, man among men. This is a couple in business and in spirit and in reality that we'll be watching and talking about for years to come. I congratulate you on all your success. Wish you much continued success. And I look forward to following up with you again. We won't make it as long between sessions as we did.
Got it.
But thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Jerry.
Appreciate you.